Hello everyone. So we're going to try something new this week, and we're going to cover the roadmap roundup for January 17th. So we're going to just go over kind of all the things that have been marked as completed or released, that kind of stuff, and just kind of give you an idea of what's changed in the past week. So let's get started. Okay, so first up we've got the locations. So Microtech Planet is now marked as released, as well as the new Babbage landing zone for the exteriors. And we also have the Rest Stop Space Station interior variants. Not super variant, but you know, they are there and they do look pretty good. We also have marked as released Ship AI 3D pathfinding, which basically adds the ability for spaceships to navigate space using physics grids. It's not perfect, but you know, at least we're getting there. We also have the advanced gunship defensive maneuvers. So they've basically implemented and balanced the defensive maneuvers for reacting to incoming heavy fire and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. We also have released a bunch of improvements to the gameplay camera. So we've got the vehicle look ahead camera, so they've done some revisions on that, and also the vehicle third person camera, improved the cameras for those. Now we've actually seen how good that can actually be, because you can now, in quite a few ships, you can actually go third person outside of the ship whilst just standing in the, you know, anywhere pretty much in the ship, as well as all the seats. It's not perfect. There's a few problems with it whereby sometimes the camera is really slow to pan and stuff like that, and it's, you know, it needs some work, but it's really nice to see that they're kind of giving us that kind of more cinematic style camera work without having to take up a seat. So yeah, really nice. We also had a mission which is now technically released, which is the Rescue Hijacked 890 jump mission, which is a new mission on an 890 jump that has been hijacked by shipjackers, and basically they want to hack the ship's computer. You need to stop them. There's also a small timed additional mission within that mission, which is to retrieve that data basically before they do, and you can fail that and still complete the mission, which is pretty cool. We also have the law system version 2 for fines, so you're now able to pay off your fines at terminals in your own time. We've got the release of the mining heads, so we've got the variations on mining lasers now that allow you to kind of choose different types of lasers depending on what you're mining, which is pretty cool. And we also have the enunciator panels. So these are ship UI panels that show critical information about all of your onboard systems, which is pretty good. And we've got first person shooter close combat. Now this is pretty cool. We've done a few videos on this. Basically they've implemented punching essentially into the game, and also stealth takedowns, which is pretty cool. I know eventually we're gonna have knives and stuff like that, which will be really fun, but for now it is pretty entertaining knocking someone out. In the weapons and items category, we've also got the Apocalypse Arms Animus missile launcher. So that is now officially released into the game. So it's pretty awesome. Some of our guys have been doing testing, shooting out of the back of vehicles and ships. So we'll do some videos on that soon. And we also got the Bearing P6LR ballistic sniper rifle, which Kryko has tested a little bit, and it is pretty cool. And last but not least, we have the core tech. So officially released, we have planetary weather effects, which, as we know, are awesome if you've been down to Microtech, or most of the planets now have some form of kind of weather effects on them, which is just a very welcome change. We also got the server-side object container streaming, which, you know, we've complained about a little bit because I think that it's premature, maybe, and so there is a lot of desync issues and things like that at the moment, but it's good to see that it's there. We were calling for it for such a long time that we can't complain now that it's there, yeah, the server-side OCS is pretty cool, and we got Planet Tech version 4. Now this is just amazing. You guys have seen our Microtech video, you've seen us jumping around on that planet. That planet really does show off what this version 4 can do, and it looks phenomenal. So, you know, massive well done there. It's nice to see that released. Atmosphere tech improvements. They've basically just made improvements to the atmosphere on planets, you know, like Hurston and places like that, just to kind of give it more of an intense feel. And we also got some performance optimization, basically trying to increase frame rates across all the PC specs. Now, we haven't seen that recently because of the patch has been a bit ropey, but I'm pretty sure in the future we are going to feel the benefits of that. And I know some people already are. So yeah, really well done there. And there's also some changes for Squadron 42 roadmap as well, so we might as well cover those off. So first up, we've got the first-person shooter cover usage version 1, which will basically give the ability for NPCs to use environmental cover, partial cover, when engaging you, which is terrifying, the idea of them not just standing there anymore, but also taking cover and shooting around cover, so that's pretty awesome. We also got the walk and talk feature, released for Squadron 42, which is basically animations to support NPCs being able to walk alongside players and other NPCs and actually maintain what looks like a believable conversation, so that's pretty good. We also have first-person combat weapon types, so the ability for the combat AI to engage the player using a wider arsenal of weaponries, which is interesting. We also got vents and hatches. So this is basically doors, airlocks and hatches that are interactable by the player and AI. So it's going to be very important for the story-driven elements of the game. And conversation system improvements, which is basically the system by which players and NPCs actually interact. So that is going to be super, super important. And lastly, we got Gas Cloud VFX improvements. So this will basically add a series of improvements to the Gas Cloud visual effects that are currently in Squadron 42. So there's one more notable change, which is to the rest stop space station unoccupied. Now this basically, from what I gather, is these kind of unoccupied stations and things like that, which people can kind of take over and use as bases and etc. So those have been removed from the roadmap for now. They're going to put it back on eventually, but I think they need to come up with an idea of when the team can actually get round to doing this. So yeah, there you go. That's pretty much all the changes for the roadmap for January 17th. So there's quite a lot that's been released. I mean, obviously a lot of this was already released, but this is now kind of official and on the roadmap. So let us know if you like this kind of thing. It's short and sweet. We're just going to cover basically all the changes and give you an idea of what they are. A lot of the times people will say to you, oh, have you seen the new look ahead camera? But you might not know quite what that means, that kind of thing. So we'll try and break them down a little bit. But yeah, let us know in the comments if you like this type of vid. We can do this, every week if you're happy with that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So thanks very much everyone for watching, and we'll see you next week. Bye bye.